Hi and welcome to my channels, guys. So this is just a little impromptu video that I was doing on a Sunday afternoon. I wasn't going to do it, but I saw Julie Barber did a mental health tag, and I've just watched her video and I thought it was super inspiring. Well done, because it's great to share, especially hard subject like that, like your mental health. So the mental health tag that Julie uploaded on her YouTube channel, have a look, Julie Barber. She's trying to get to the 100 subscribers, so she's only 5 away at the moment. Sorry, I've changed position again, but I keep getting moved out of rooms by children. So anyway, this is the mental health tag. So the questions that were in Julie Barber's video start with, what is your mental health issue? So my mental health issue started when I was really quite young, and I actually can't pinpoint when it started. I've had counselling and CBT, but we can't pinpoint when it happened. I had a little friend when I was really young, and he died of leukemia, and as the leukemia took hold, he was my best friend, so we were together all the time. He ended up in a wheelchair, became very bloated, and I don't think my mind could process it. And then when he died, I remember walking down the road with my mum and saying, can that happen to anyone? And she said, yeah, and that was the basic that it can. And I think at that point I became very health conscious. So any niggle, any lump, any bump, anything on my body was a stress. Now that's not unusual for people, and it didn't really take hold. I suffered really badly with an eating disorder. It wasn't quite anorexia, but I lost about 5 stone in a couple of months with not eating anything. Stressed, so I stopped eating and I lost the weight. And then it was then I recovered from that. I got counselling, started to eat normally, the way you should be eating. I did struggle with that controlling part of my nature. Well, then into my 20s, so my OCD resurfaced as in health worries. So everything I had done when I was a younger person, it came back, but ridiculously. So I would end up, the only time that I found out was when a doctor said to me, you've been here every day for about a month, are you okay? And that's when I thought, am I? So I would think I had a brain tumour, I would think I had cancer, I'd think I had something wrong, I would have something wrong with my nose. As simple as that. I was breathing in and my nose would be breathing in too much air, and I think that that was a problem. So I mean, it was ridiculous, and it got to be totally irrational, and that went on, I'd say, for a good 5 years. So next question is, do you have medication or therapy? They did want to give me antidepressants and serotonin builders. It's, oh gosh, how does it work? It's like they have little receptors and there's a little gap, and so the serotonin builds that gap so it goes more freely across. That may be completely wrong, but that's how I remembered it when I was younger. But I said no, I didn't want to take medication. Because of my controlling personality, I really don't like to put medication, because if you have a health anxiety and they say, do you want to take antidepressants? I then look at the side effects. I would have had every side effect in the entire history of that tablet. So for me, it just wouldn't work. So my greatest thing that I love to do is talk. So I went for CBT, and that's cognitive behavioural therapy. And I did this for weeks, and he really helped me. You have to fill in a form. So when you get the anxiety, how do you feel? Right, I'm at 100. So let's think about it rationally. And you then take your way down, and you kind of talk yourself out of it until at the bottom when you'd say, oh, guess what, I'm only at 20% of anxiety. And so at first it was really hard, and how are you supposed to when you're having a massive panic attack and rocking in the corner, supposed to take out a sheet of paper? But I persevered, and now when I'm having anxiety and I feel like maybe I'm worrying about something with my health or stressing about it, I'll remember that and I'll think, where am I? Right, I'm at 100% anxiety. Let's think about this rationally. Have we been to the doctor? Do I need to go to the doctor? Can I talk to somebody about it? And it just brings my anxiety down. So I think CBT worked unbelievably well. And I've had a lot of counselling sessions because of when I had my eating disorder, I had a lot of counselling then, and counsellors were fantastic support to me. What medication therapy do you take? So that was my CBT and counselling, talking through things. So how long did you have the problems for? Well, I would say my whole life, if you think about it, that's from when I was a child to now. It's just I've learned how to process it and actually do better, and work myself out of the anxiety. So I would say I've had it for my whole life really. So yeah, all my family and friends know. My When I was younger, obviously my mum and dad didn't understand it, but my mum was always supportive. My dad was supportive too, but was a bit like, come on, pull yourself together. And I tried, but it was just so hard to do that when you have something in your head telling you that you're sick when you're actually not. So now my husband knows, and he knew right from the start when I met him because I told him, and he's brilliant. He's actually more like my dad, but supportive as well. He's not of that generation. My dad was like in his 70s, well, would be in his 70s now. So Di's more like, come on, it's okay, don't stress. But then if I really need a bit of comfort, he'll be there. So he doesn't really pander to my anxiety, which sometimes it feeds it. So I need somebody to be strong and not feed my anxiety. But that's my personal way of coping with my disorder, the OCD. Does it affect your work or life? It did. It did. When I was younger, in my 20s, when it was really, really, and I was gripped by it, I left my course. I left my university course because I just couldn't get there. I just was struggling too much. I ended up staying in the house a lot, especially when my partner was away for 6 months. I would just stay in for 6 months. So it did affect my life. And in my 20s, I just didn't deal with it brilliantly. I think now in my 30s, as I'm getting older and I've worked out my own brain, I've worked out how I function as a human, I think I am now more able to deal with my own anxiety. But again, that's a personal preference, and I haven't had a massive episode like in my 20s, so fingers crossed that doesn't occur again, because I don't really want to know how I would cope. And what makes you smile? Right. What makes me smile is my family, my husband, Elvis, Elvis holidays. Anything Elvis makes me smile. So that is my mental health awareness month tag. And I think mental health awareness was last month because we've seen a lot with Prince William and Prince Harry talking about their mother Diana and things, which I thought was just a fabulous campaign. So thank you, Julie Barber, for the tag. Totally loved doing that. And if you guys want if you want to ask me any questions or anything, put them in the comments below and I shall answer them as much as I can. And the questions, if you want to do the tag, and I tag everybody who watches this video, please do it and tag me in it so I can watch it. And the questions are: what is your mental health issue? Do you have medication or therapy? What medication therapy do you take? How long did you have your problems for? Does your family and friends know? Does it affect work and life? And what makes you smile? Mental health is not a stigma. We can talk about it. Alright, take care of yourself. Have a fantastic day. I'll catch you later.